So we're gonna be repainting these things. There's some old original Saleen wheels that he wanted to repaint because they don't look very well. One of them does have a little bit of curb rash, so we will be using some filler. Other than that one wheel, all the rest look pretty good. I'm going to be painting these a matte black. Shouldn't be too hard. We will be using a primer, and I'm not sure if we're going to take all the paint off it yet or not. Probably not. I'm not sure what I want to do. But we're just going to start. I got the other three wheels outside. It is super windy today, so it's like obnoxiously loud, but we're going to take all the wheels, pressure wash them, and clean them up as best we can. And then I'm just going to start on that one damaged area. But yeah, so we're going to wash these things real quick. I just washed all the wheels and pulled them in the garage. This is the damaged area that we got to fix. I've only fixed curb rash like once. I've painted like 2 sets of wheels before this, so I'm not like super experienced, but I got some experience with this. So we're just going to be sanding this down, and then we'll be applying the filler. But yeah, it's pretty damaged. Let's see if we can, I'm sure we'll be able to fix that pretty easily. All I'll be using is this Bondo metal reinforced filler. This is what I used on the last set of wheels that had some nasty curb rash. So I'm just going to use the electric sander with a 80 grit. Got it all sanded down pretty good. So I'm gonna re-clean all this, soap and water, so we get all the sand particles off. Alright, since we have this all cleaned up now and sanded down, it'll be ready for Bondo to be applied to this. So we just applied the Bondo. Now I'm just gonna let it dry. I'll come back the next day. Okay, it's now the next day, and it's hard as a rock, so we're gonna sand it down. Alright, so we got it sanded down pretty good. There's just a couple spots I just need to go over with Bondo a couple more times, or one more time. Just need to spread Bondo over this one more time. It's just not super smooth in that spot right there. And then another spot over here. It's not very very big at all, so, but this first layer turned out really nice. I'm gonna add one more bit of Bondo, let that dry, sand it back down, should be good. So I'm just gonna add that and I'll be back. I got all the wheels sanded with the 220 grit sandpaper, all of it. I also got that one piece fixed up with the Bondo. Looks very good, nice and smooth. So I'm just going to be re-cleaning the whole wheel inside and out with soapy water, Scotch-Brite, and get these things cleaned up and ready for paint. I'm going to also feel around, see if there's any places else that needs to be sanded. Yeah. I just washed all these with soap and pressure washed them all. Alright, we're gonna start painting the face of the wheel. I just primed the back of the wheel, and it looks pretty good for a prime. I'm just gonna leave it primed, but to the face of the wheel we'll do the whole prime, paint, and clear coat. So what I'm doing right now is some of the overspray had gotten everywhere, so I had to re-sand the whole face of the wheel real quick with a 220 grit sandpaper, and then just use the air hose, blow it all out, and then I'm re-wiping the wheel with just like an alcohol or a wax and tar remover, and then we're going to start priming and then painting the wheel. Alright, now we're about to apply the second coat onto the wheels. It's been a little over 10 minutes. The primer is finally cured, and it looks really good. Now we're down to the last part of sanding, which I'm excited because sanding gets annoying. So we're gonna sand all this down again, just a light sand with 600 grit, so we can get the wheel as smooth as possible before we lay down the base coat. Because if we leave any imperfections in this wheel, it'll pop out. So we're just gonna do a light sanding, 600 grit. I cannot wait. Things look pretty good. Got them all sanded down with the 600 grit, and then gonna paint them with the paint. Alright, I'm about to spray the wheels with the base coat. It's just a matte black wheel duplicolor paint. Here we go, coat 2. Coat 3 on these wheels. Alright, so we're about to apply the matte clear coat on these things. We're just going to do 2 to 3 full wet coats on these things. Then I'm going to let them dry for a couple days. But yeah, this is the last thing we got to do. Just apply some clear coat and get these things sealed up and looking good.